What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Average Gamer's Perspective. My name is Security Denied, and today we are looking at the Destiny 2 Edge of Fate developer live stream that went on earlier this week. Work was super busy, so I wasn't able to get around to recording a video and reacting to it, but we're here. All right, I'm still sitting down and I'm taking a look at it, even though it's already almost the Tuesday after and the next live stream is going to be happening. But I'm going to sit down, talk about this one, share you my thoughts and opinions, and that's what we're going to do. But also, since I wasn't able to get around to it, keep your eyes out for another video that's coming out shortly after this one, where I'm going to be going over the TWID for this week as well. So keep an eye out for that. But anyways, let's get into the developer live stream, one section at a time. First up on the block is the Armor 3.0 changes.
In Armor 3.0, we are adding, or we're reworking the stats. We're adding set bonuses, and we are adding gear.
So this is all stuff that we already know.
The goals with Armor 3.0,
stuff that they've already shared.
One, we want to make armor more exciting and desirable. When's the last time you saw a purple armor dropped and you were, thrilled to go pick it up and see what was inside? Mm-hmm.
Also, let me know down in the comments below, but like, what do you guys think about the new armor changes? Are you really going to be looking for more armor? I mean, they're kind of forcing you to, because they're not really updating our current gear to go into this new system. So they're kind of forcing you to look for new stuff. But what do you guys think about that? Is it more attractive with the set bonuses and the new stat changes and whatnot? Let me know.
And then an underlying goal as well that I've seen you execute upon in the team really is approachability. There are a lot of new UI tools where you're hovering over perks, stats, all that kind of stuff. You're seeing actual percentages. You're seeing more.
That'll be nice. Being able to see percentages and numbers.
Get reacquainted with the sandbox of Destiny.
Because I feel like they have a lot of those numbers in the TWID, and you can't really see it in game. So I think it's a nice change that they're allowing you to see those numbers. I will say it's visually pleasing to see all of the icons. It's kind of cluttery here and there, but I like how they did it. I think it's a nice change. It's a little more eye-catchy, you know.
On top of the 0 to 100 benefit.
Mm-hmm. Here's some of the destination armor bonuses that you can get.
You get speed booster.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like, so yeah, these are unique to the armor set itself. Something more than just like cosmetics that you might want out of these.
Yeah. Gives you another reason to like go to a specific place and pursue a specific armor set besides just fashion. Although fashion is still very important.
You can still use
so if you sprint while you're suspended or slowed by a stasis effect, you will immediately get speed booster for a short duration. Meh.
But I think in, like,
it doesn't seem that good. Like, I don't want to move faster. Like, I already have ways to move fast. I just want stuff that boosts my weapons or my abilities. That's all I want. And I think that's what, like, average players will too. So, like, if you're designing, like, if you're designing a base armor set for a destination in a new world, new environment, a new expansion, like, if this is the expansion you want new players to come in, or just average players to come in and enjoy the game, give the armor set bonuses better abilities. Like, having an armor set that just grants you speed booster, I don't want to just move fast. Okay? Like, I want stuff that is going to boost my uptime for my abilities, or like increase the damage, or when you have two of these pieces, when you use this ability, it'll grant you a different one. Like, you know how there's some perks or some aspects that will charge up a separate grenade ability? Like, what if the step bonus was you have like a meter for a kill, like a kill meter, and it'll grant you a separate grenade charge, like a certain grenade, you know, specific to whatever that armor set is. Make it a little more unique and based on the armor set. I don't know. It is like just granting a speed boost is kind of meh. coming from an average gamer's perspective, I guess.
A new weapon archetype that is coming with the Edge of Fate.
Yep, we got a new weapon archetype.
We are, for Edge of Fate, we are building a crossbow. It plays like a new archetype, but it is technically a bow for the purposes of, you know, like, it's going to fill all your bounties.
This is cool. Like, new unique weapons like this make me want to come back and be like, I want to try out that new weapon. I want to try out that new design, the new functionality. And that's kind of, from an average gamer's perspective, what we want in a looter shooter game. I like new perks on weapons, but I don't like the same weapon over and over again. Reskins and redesigns, they're different guns that shoot the same, you know? And I want a gun that feels different to shoot. Forsaken was huge because it added bows. Getting that first bow in the Tangled Shore was so cool. Like, I wanted it so bad because it looks so fresh and so new. And like, Forsaken was huge. I think that's why people loved Forsaken so much, is because there was so much in it. We got 2 new destinations, the Tangled Shore and the Dreaming City. We got a raid, okay? We got a new weapon archetype. We got 3 new supers for our light subclasses. There was a lot in Forsaken. It was packed with story. It was packed with everything that we wanted. And I think that if you really want to bring some of that vibe back, just trim that down a little bit. You got our new weapon archetype. We would love to see new supers for our dark subclasses, or our 3rd dark subclass, right? Just to even things out. Give us something new, you know? 2nd destination. Like, I know you can do it. Just make it slightly smaller, but a 2nd destination adds so much more to the story, I feel like, instead of just seeing the same scenery over and over again, knowing that this is the same place. Like, I want to go to different places. Like, I want to see different things within the same story, you know? I want it to take place in different places. I'm rambling. Let's continue.
Last week in a PvP playtest, I saw someone run the entire map with a single bolt, and they just kept it alive for minutes on end.
That was me. I'm sorry.
Infinite heavy ammo.
That's going to be a little scary, though. Like, I feel like everyone's going to use it.
So it's not free, but it is very potent.
Yeah, and in PvP, you only get the one. You got to get the headshot, and it's very funny. It ends up being like this game of like keep away, where you're like, we cannot let Taylor get near this thing. Like,
And it seems like
we'll get some gameplay footage. This is a good example of the.
It looks like you're going to be able to hit your shots pretty easily.
Make sure to tune in. But we're going to be taking some content from.
I like the zoom on it. Seems really nice for PvP, especially.
We'll be talking about that next week, so stay tuned.
And being able to hit your shots.
Back to the heavy crossbow though.
It should be pretty nice.
Legendary, so that means random rolls. And you had mentioned bolts.
Yes, yeah. So we had a really fun opportunity when we were making this, and so we ended up.
The thing is summoning mini screams. Are you guys seeing that?
And the bolt types, instead of just
in the background gameplay,
alter the way the bolt actually
there's
behaves.
baby screams.
So we've got one of them is like explosive bolt, where it's gonna put in a target, it'll like beep 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 beep, and it'll just explode, kind of like a grenade launcher.
And that's kind of what we're seeing here, is he's shooting and then it'll explode with arc energy.
So we have serrated bolts, and you can put like the bolt in a target with serrated bolts, and you can normally draw them back out of living targets, but if you have serrated bolts, they're gonna deal damage on the exit too. And it is so satisfying to like land the final hit with the pull, and you just pull back your bolts and you get them, and they just go flying.
I'll take that back. There are new ammo meters. Bjorn, we were going to talk about this in the.
Yes, you see that down in the bottom.
But we actually have some live gameplay where we can see
you can't see my mouse.
Can you talk us through what?
But at the bottom left there, underneath all the weapons, you can see the ammo meter.
Big shakeup in the way that ammo works in the game.
It looks like it charges pretty quick.
Too much control over, but now it is something that you have like a lot of control over. And
oh, that's nice. Oh, and that filled up a lot of energy from the primary.
It almost like kind of works like an ability or like a super does now, where it lives in your weapon.
Interesting.
You can see there below the weapons on kills and assists.
Alongside the new weapon archetype of the crossbow, we have some new weapon frames coming to the game.
Yeah, we got some new weapon frames, which would be sweet.
Let's start with the hand cannon.
All right, yeah. So we have the spread shot hand cannon. It's like a big, chunky beefy hand cannon that fires shotgun pellets. Very close range, but hard hitting.
It looks like a normal hand cannon from the side.
But you know,
But
I'm sure it'll be great.
right?
But in the hand, it does look
very
pretty
limited.
girthy.
It's like a sidearm. Like
I do
big,
wish
punky
it
sidearm,
looked
but,
more
even
like a
less
sawed-off shotgun.
but like less precision reliant.
This thing has become my
Like,
baby.
I don't know.
I love
That's
this
just me.
thing.
The
Even slower draw,
combat bow,
but more damage. And it has,
the longbow
intrinsic
is
lower penetration. So if you
basically
line up a bunch of thrall,
Wish Ender
hip fire,
made into
full
a
draw,
legendary
it'll just go straight through all of them with
without
one
the
shot.
true sight. And that's
I
it.
love that our damage numbers.
And I think it'll
are-
be
have
fun.
been Squished a little bit. So,
I'm not a
that
huge
actually
fan
means
of
something
bows
now, 'cause if you look
anymore.
at how much damage
Unfortunately, they've
bows
kind
do
of just
compared to,
fallen
like,
off
each one of those pellets in the
for
hand.
me as a just an
Right,
average
when-
gamer.
Like in the
I
last
like
game
shooting
where it's
guns.
like, I did
I'm a gun
20,000
kind of
damage, I
guy.
was like,
Yeah,
But I
it's
know
hard
there's
to
people who
compare.
really
it's
like
meaningless, but
bows
for
and
me,
things like
it's
that.
changed so
Another burst shoots explosives.
We also got the new pulse rifle, which
well, a
is
lot of people-
a rocket assisted frame. So kind of like the rocket sidearms. This is a rocket pulse rifle. And like
Well, if you're
watching the
big fans of
gameplay,
rocket-assisted sidearms,
it looks
now
like it
we
hits
have
like a truck.
rocket-assisted frame
So
pulse
it
rifle.
looks like it's
So
gonna
it fits
deal a lot of
similar
heavy
role, but a little
damage.
bit different.
But
It's
the
a
animal
little more
economy is kind of
hit-hungry
rough.
than the
Not gonna lie.
sidearms. Got a bit more
it
range and hits a bit
looks
harder. So it kind of fits.
it looks like you're gonna go through your ammo pretty fast, but hopefully it'll make up for it in the ammo meter. I think that'll be a really nice change to keep this thing alive.
Gear tiering has been top of mind for a lot of players ever since our reveal stream. So Eric, I'd love to dive in and just revisit what's the high-level vision statement for gear tiering and how we're getting players reinvested in some of that.
Yeah, so gear tiering enables players.
And this is stuff that we've seen before too in like previous twids and reveals. Like we know that there's gonna be the gear tiers and the different tiers. Our current stuff is equivalent of like a tier 3. I think our weapons and our armor are considered tier 3 stuff right now. Like high tier 3. So it does seem like we're going to get better stuff. So there is a reason to go out for the tier 5s with more perks and things like that. But they also added in the I think it's the artifact mod that if you have a certain number of tier 5s, you get like a bonus to defense or offense, whatever one it is. But that's pretty cool.
Would like to show the cosmetic treatment that we've
Yeah,
been doing.
and
We showed
tier
this in
5s
the
also
reveal
get
stream, but tier 5s
a
have an awesome
cosmetic
new, shader treatment.
shader that so they get a shader and they also get a kill effect. The birthday the grunt birthday party from Halo, a kill effect that's in Destiny is going to be in this slot as well. So that's a fun little change that they're doing.
When we drop new weapons and armor for a season or for a release, that is going to get a bonus. It's going to be a little bit stronger than your other options. So,
Okay, so it's like your new seasonal stuff or new armor drops. Anything new is going to impact your artifact. You get a bonus to having new stuff. Which kind of it's kind of sad though, because I like my old gear too and I want to use it. I know I'm going to be getting new stuff like pretty soon. So like once I get all tier 5 stuff, I don't know if I'm going to change it just because I'll have what I want, and using the new stuff for this kind of little bonus, it's not really enticing to me as an average player, because once I have what I want, and I'm not going to change it, you know? Like, unless you give me new weapons. Like, I'll try new weapons, I'll get new weapons. But armor, once I have what I want, that's pretty much it, so...
It's not only gear from this season or release, but it is also gear. It's like a collection of exotic pieces as well.
Yeah,
So-
if we hop into the collections really quick, there's actually a new section that's going to show, here's our featured gear. So if you have some things from previous releases, those are going to be a part of the building or build crafting as well.
Correct.
A note for
And I do like this too, that they are considering the old stuff. This answered my previous statement. So like having old stuff, if it's in the featured list, then it'll give you those bonuses. But it kind of constricts you on what you can and can't use, so you kind of have to wait for your builds to be in the featured list in order to get some of those bonuses. So it's kind of meh that you have to like single some out. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And that's pretty much everything they cover. A whole lot of same old stuff that we know, and the crossbow, which is new, which is really cool. I think everyone is pretty excited for the crossbow. But we already knew pretty much everything else. We just got a better look at in game what it'll look like, and how it'll feel in game, which is nice for some people, but for an average player, not for me. I'm here for the new stuff. I want to see what is going to get me in the game. So far, the crossbow looks really fun. The new world destination looks really fun. I'm excited for the story of the 9. I've always been intrigued with that. So those are kind of my hooks right now. There's not a lot of ton of things going on otherwise that are bringing me in, but those are kind of my pulls right now. But yeah, thank you all for coming and watching my take on the Destiny 2 Edge of Fate developer live stream. Don't forget, there's also the Twid video coming out right after this. So head on over there to get my average gamer's perspective on those. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.